Hi everyone, my name is Javier. I'm here to teach you about bilingual bicultural education. So first off, what is bilingual bicultural education? It's actually designed to emphasize on the deaf culture's use of American Sign Language before using English. In this bilingual bicultural education, sign language is preferred and sometimes it is the only source of communication. It maintains a close relationship with the deaf community and it's often viewed as a key point to deaf culture values. Another form of communication that is total communication, and this utilizes multiple ways for communicating. For example, it includes sign language, voice, finger spelling, lip reading, writing, gestures, pictures, and a lot more. Supporters for total communication say that it serves the child's needs and helps them to adapt to an oral environment. So here is an example of lip reading, and then we also have an example for the cochlear implant. The left picture is actually from a father who got tattooed a cochlear implant on his head after his daughter actually had surgically inserted a cochlear implant into her head. It's a very cute story. And then to the right is just an example of what someone who is deaf is witnessing when they're trying to read somebody's lips. It's just that's relatively sped up, but that's kind of, you get the gist of it. So here are some examples of what deaf people have to deal with. Here's one that says, speak one at a time. Another one says, if you turn away, it makes it hard for me to understand you. This one says, I can't hear you if you don't face me. There's also critiques on the cochlear implant. For example, before it says a happy deaf child, normal ASL using member of deaf community. And then after getting a cochlear implant, it says unhappy child, forced into years of intensive speech therapy to try to fit in a hearing world with no chance of being normal and scarred for life. Here's another example where a group of people are having a conversation and says, personally, I blame. What I think is that, did you know about the Russians, the party next week? No, said you said it. And then this deaf person has no idea what is happening because nobody's actually facing him and he's not even sure who to listen to, or not necessarily listen to, but to focus on. He's thinking, I can't understand a word they're saying when they all talk at once. So what's the right choice? American Sign Language, cochlear implant? The bilingual bicultural educational approach has been found to reduce the struggle associated with children not showing their own family culture and identity. Psychologists strongly suggest implementing bilingual bicultural education in all types of classes, even though total communication has more available methods to convey a message. This helps avoid the negative connotation with deafness. So here are some GIFs of actual interpreters. At the top right, we have Amber Galloway Gallego. She's actually well known in the music industry for interpreting music. This is from actually an inappropriate song, but you can kind of get the gist of what she's saying with the captions at the bottom. The far left top is from a sign language teaching classroom online exercise, and she's saying, I can't stand. The bottom left is actually an interpreter for, I believe it is the mayor of Michigan, and she's interpreting a disaster occurring. And then on the far right bottom is actually another interpreter for, I believe it was the governor of New York. And she was actually well known. She was in the news for her facial reactions. However, that is usual for someone to sign with. So in conclusion, bilingual bicultural education is a prevalent issue due to the number of deaf people within the society. Both methods of education, as in bilingual bicultural education and total communication, do have faults. The bilingual bicultural education approach, however, is the best to implement for classrooms. That we know for a fact. There have been studies to show it. This decision is mostly just up to the parents, but has long-lasting effects for the child and for any other future relationships or possibilities open to the child. So for your assignment, you will now that we have covered the bilingual bicultural educational approach and total communication, please compare and contrast the possible obstacles both approaches might face. Thank you.